Dumela Batswana, se ke sebaga sa Botswana, sebaga sa Batswana, sebaga sa Gamanyapetsa. Welcome to the most informative, interactive, and fun show on the land. This is Issues on Red, and today, like usual, I'm not alone. I'm with a gentleman. Hi.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
Welcome to the show. I'm good, thank you.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Yes.
Please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Prince Phalalo. I am, where do I even begin? I am a professional dancer, a model, entrepreneur, MC, and a father of one. Yes.
Okay, so you're quite a man. So I'm sure you are looking forward to the topic that we're having today, men and boys in regards to gender-based violence, of course. First things first, what are you doing? What do you know of the situation of gender-based violence, especially in Botswana?
I'm going to say this with a very heavy heart because it's a prevalent issue that we face on a daily basis. Some of us grew up in it, some we saw it happening in our families, some have experienced it, and some grew up to become the perpetrators. So it's a very prevalent issue that is still very much there in our societies. And the way I have identified the root cause or the root issue, where it really comes from, it starts from family. Like, we're all conditioned by our family first. Our personality, our characters, our rights, our beliefs, our moral systems, and our perspectives, right? So according to how you were raised, you're going to basically function the same way. If you're raised in a chaotic environment, you're going to most likely be chaotic. If you're raised in a loving environment, you'll be a loving type of person, right? So now, because we raised in societies and families nowadays where you find single mothers are the ones that are the leaders of the families, and then you find a single mother is raising a boy child. At a certain age with a boy child, there comes a time where the nurturing kind of has to stop a little bit, and then kicks in the fathering part, where now you teach the boy child how to channel their emotions, how to channel their sexual frustrations or issues of sex and engagement and intimacy, how to think, how to process other people, and how to relate with other people, especially of the opposite gender. Because your son is going to be looking at you, how you operate and relate with their mom. That's how he's going to know, oh, when I'm dating or when I'm dealing with a female, this is how I talk to her, this is how I address her, this is the end bound where I cannot overstep this part. Yeah. So I think for me, I've identified that as the root cause. It starts in family, it starts in family. So as men, as fathers, let me put it that way, as fathers, we really need to step up our game and start being there for our kids, like especially our male children. I feel like there are organizations that are trying. I'm not going to put them out like that, like there's Men's and Boys for gender equality. They're trying to work with the families, with the men, to get them engaged with their children and the male child and everything like that. But I still feel there's still a lot more that can still be done for the male child, to teach them, because I think it's a thing of just teaching. It's a thing of teaching how a male child, first of all, how to have the right, proper self-image of what a man is. Because right now, the image that's going on right now of what a man is, it's a very bad image, because in Botswana, most of the perpetrators, unfortunately, are from the male species. And then now imagine as a child growing up in that situation where your mom, your aunt, your friends around, even other females that you try to play around with or anything like that, like just playing, just as a child, as a boy child, constantly the narrative that you hear about being a male is a bad narrative. It's an abusive narrative, it's a hurtful narrative, it's a disrespectful narrative. At some point, you're going to stop being the cute little boy and start to grow into a man, which is usually when you hit your teenagers. Even the way the society and your own parents or female counterparts in the family start responding to you differently. They start treating you differently. They start treating you according to the societal standard of what a man is. And at the end of the day, that child ends up taking that image upon themselves, believing this is what a man is. And they go and perpetrate the same narrative.
Yeah.
So right there, something still needs to be done there. And I call upon all the men, because it's about us as men, as fathers, to get the other men right. I'm sorry to say, our ladies, they're teaching their daughters, they're teaching them how to behave and how to be females and everything. We are failing our own children, our own sons as fathers. We are failing each other as the male species. We're not teaching each other. We're not holding each other accountable. We're not discouraging certain behaviors when we should be standing up against this. But instead, we're coming with narratives of why must I do that?
You know, I really love that you talked about how we perceive a man to be as the society. Now, I'd like to get it from you. What is a man? What do you think a man is compared to what you believe a man is?
Oof, I was going to touch on a personal subject of mine, because I was raised, basically everything I'm talking about is something that's coming from my own experiences. Yeah. The image that we have right now of what a man is a womanizer. A man is a drunkard. A man is a smoker. A man is an abuser. A man is a person who doesn't like peace. A man is a person who's selfish. A man is a person who's self-centered. And a man is somebody who never takes accountability and takes charge of their own responsibilities and their own mess-ups. That's the image that's being perpetuated right now.
What image would you like us to have starting from this point? Because now we have a platform to build and teach young boys that a man is not that. He's not a perpetrator. He's not an abuser. What is he then?
To all the males that are watching me right now, every single thing that you wished your father was, or that you wanted your father to be in your life, that's what a man is. Be that man. Stop making excuses. Stop blame shifting. Stop trying to say, I was only raised by my mom, whatnot. I was also only raised by my mom. But guess what I did? I aligned myself with men that I saw that were doing the right thing in society. And I learned from them and I shadowed their behaviors to become the man that I am right now.
This was quite informative. Now let the boys talk, because I want to sit and listen as well. Let's take a break. Let me go take a breather and take all this in. See you soon.
Hello. It's your boy Prince Phalalo, a young king because I'm the son of a king. You know how I do. I'm not alone. I'm rolling with the crew. But I introduce Aboreba.
Hello guys, hello everyone. My name is Tefo Mhale. I'm a legal assistant at Mphusu Attorneys, and yeah, I'm a man.
Okay, I'm ORAPELENG, and hello guys. I'm super excited to actually be in this panel. I do insurance, but I'm a broadcaster most of the time, so issues like this, I've had to talk about them at times. So this is gonna be quite an engaging conversation, bit nerving.
Yeah, I welcome you, gentlemen. I welcome you, and I do welcome you too as well. So we decided to kind of do things a little bit differently, right? We wanted to create a safe space, basically, for us as Majita. It's a gender-based violence, right? Because they are affected, and people that are eating, they are affected as well. So, so we're just gonna be chilled. I get.
Yeah.
So we've been kind of given a task, to just discuss a couple of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna keep shooting stuff out, and then we just kind of have an open discussion about that, right? Just safe space type stuff. Nobody's gonna judge nobody. Gentle language, you know the drill. You know the drill, right? Alright, no problem. So in terms of gender-based violence, what role do you think us as men or boys that we're raising or that are in our society, right? Yeah. What role do you think that they can play in preventing gender-based violence? Like, such that it doesn't happen, right? I get prevention is better than cure.
Yeah.
I feel like most of the instances has been given out at a later stage where somebody's already orientated and they had the societal expectations exposed to them. So it now becomes very difficult. Like, given an example, a lot of times we taught about the GBV things at school or still in primary, but they don't really bring the benefits, you understand? So I think we need to go to the drawing board and say, like, what is it that we don't do right that we can try to teach these young boys and men so that we prevent it at a grassroots level? What's your
So
comment?
this is basically what our mothers and fathers need to do.
Yes.
What we should do as parents.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But then again, it's kind of very it's different, right?
Yeah.
Because some of us you'd believe maybe it's weird because you saw it happen.
Yeah.
But in most of the instances, again, you see that somebody might be an abusive, but they have never really experienced that. So I don't know if at all the curriculum is actually looking at it that way, because I think if we're going to only look at it as now we boys being the instigators, where really where's the grassroots of it? Like,
right. I feel like this is all about GBV. It's all about stakeholder participation, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And it's something that we overlook when we discuss most of these issues. We try to be one-sided and be like, this is how things should be done. But there are a lot of stakeholders that need to partake in for it to bear fruit.
Yeah,
You understand?
very true.
So the reason why I was involving parents into this issue is because I feel like they don't do enough as the stakeholders of instilling the right morals and showing the kids at a tender age, because we learn everything from our parents.
Yeah, I
Those are the people who are always besides us, like 247 when we grow up, you understand? So now we can say, what do they need to do that is different, that can bring results?
So you're saying that it's a conditioning thing. It's the
Yes.
type of environment that the child comes
Yeah.
What
from,
a boy is
influence how
expected
they're
to
going to
be.
come
Yes.
out.
how I'm expected to be. I can't express myself somehow in a certain way, and at some point you end up wabesta.
Yeah.
Because I think most of the time I even hear these comments. I actually had this comment at the past funeral where this guy is told, "No, Scarlet Hat." Ow!
What do you mean?
I mean, how are you not going to express? I think that is the thing. We have never been taught how to be expressive of how we feel. We don't know how to
Yes.
express our emotions. So
Yes.
it goes to that also, that as they grow up, because I believe learning is something that is I learn even right now that I'm here. That we have with you guys, I'm here to learn. So I believe really plain papers, as we move on to every other person that you're up with, you get something from them. So I think at this point now we are looking at it like, how do we protect what we write on that plain paper?
Yes.
Is there?
Basically.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
You actually brought up very well.
Yeah.
Also, the teachings of our children from where it starts. Because then it feeds into the narrative of what we're told a man is, basically, right?
Yeah.
Because then it starts from there. Because as a boy child growing up, and I know all of you all have experienced this,
Yes.
you were just born into this world, bro. You just showed up.
No, nothing.
You don't know nothing, and you're expecting to hear what to do from your parents and from your aunties, your uncles, and everything. So you end up mirroring and doing what they're doing, basically, right? So if you're being told as a man, no, keep it quiet, what you gonna do? Keep it brave. I'm just take it to the chin. Now that's something you learn at 2 years old. So imagine the stuff you're gonna go through from the time you're 2 years to the time you're probably 20. All that drama, all that hurt, all that pain, all everything, all your stresses.
Maybe you take it out.
Inside, it's all being bottled in. This is a human being we're talking about, not a machine, not a robot, not even any system. If you overload it, it's gonna crash at any point. So at some point, that boy or that man, because at that point now it's a man now, right? He has the strength and the ability to destroy. So whatever happens when he snaps, it happens. You know what I mean? It's gonna be an impact that's really gonna be felt. Yo, these are very interesting questions. Like, and the discussion here, as you can see, it already went straight deep. So I hope you guys are keeping notes of this. Keep it locked, keep it tuned. We're gonna be back right now. And we're back again. All three men are here. We're here to discuss GBV. We're here to talk about these sensitive issues that we don't normally get to talk about. So we left on a very interesting note, right? He was talking about the boys that get abused and that don't have a place to cry to, that are not protected.
Yeah.
So can men experience GBV?
Definitely. I for one, have never experienced it firsthand, but I've been around people who have experienced it. But at the time, we didn't know how to act because people would just be fighting, they'd be breaking everything, saying nasty words, and this whole time the guy is not acting in any other way. We don't know when such things happen, you need to actually take a certain step. We don't know even the organizations that are there. Like, as we talk about education, at the top of my mind right now, I know where a girl child can go if at all she's having a problem. But for the boys, right now, if I can get in the street right now, I'm like,
yeah. I think that one also brings the issue of societal expectation, the way that we're groomed in. Like, we're not groomed in a certain type of way that we are exposed to this kind of issues. But you know, even with the cultural things, like what about men? You see now that narratives that come way back before that we even existed, they're going to make it hard for us to say, you see. Yeah. So basically, with the way how we were groomed, it's very difficult for us to say we can be indulgent and open-minded as boys and men to talk about these issues because we've never been advocated for in the beginning. So when you grow up, you don't really pay attention and much detail into what is happening around those issues. You understand? So it becomes very difficult. Nowadays, you might even like meet a random person and then you ask them a question, what is gender-based violence? You understand? Is it physical? Is it emotional?
Exactly.
You understand those type of issues that it's very diverse. Violence is very diverse. It moves from one point to the other, of which people don't understand. And you find that people be gender-based violenced at the end of the day, but you won't even recognize, they won't even recognize, well, this is violence, I'm going through something, because they don't know.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
When you're posing the question, what is GBV? If you're to pose it to anyone, the first thing they think about is abuse side.
It's
already
ingrained.
So I think 30% of it, or even, that's a lot. I've given them a lot. People don't think about it that way.
Yeah.
But of all the things, all the aspects that you have mentioned, it could be emotional, it could be physical, it could be... Some things bad in some thing. GBV people assume it's only violence, it's physical, they don't get it. When you were out for long, what we had, that's abuse already.
Yeah.
So we should understand these things because I think also we become oblivious to this as a man. Such kind of things, like this little withdrawals, this little whatever. These are the things that really now count for a lot.
Yeah.
Which is why from there happy, we are not emotionally ready.
Yeah.
The time that all these things are happening, we are human.
Yeah.
You are picking this.
Yeah.
The time all these are happening, I'm not advocating for it, but at most of the points, trying to show her no, I'm stepping my foot down. In a different
approach.
Yes. Then from there, it goes to an element of all the series of these occurrences have not been taken into account for. And we're not going to be fixing anything if you're going to say, no, we need to fix what has been happening, the behavior from the instigator.
Yeah.
That's the I think that's the for us that's how we can deal with it. But for the young ones, coming up.
Yeah. And I think I was reading this article yesterday when somebody was talking about passion killings,
Yeah.
about the issue of how men keep things to themselves and they don't normally talk. And like I said, I love this platform. It is a place where we can just unease and talk about these issues. Because you find out most people kill themselves. Why do the people kill themselves?
They don't have a place.
They don't have somewhere where they can feel safe to talk about these kinds of issues, because somebody will be abused and they don't even realize that. They won't even see it. What happens next? He feels like mosadi wa ntwaela o nang go kgontsha ka mahuku wa mmola a ba ipola wa bona. So now it becomes more and more.
So here, what I'm hearing that there's been narratives that have been biased or lopsided, that are pushing, it's like they're pushing one gender more than the other, but then that's not the main issue of what gender-based violence is. This is violence that is portrayed upon you because of your gender or as per your gender, right? So as from the opposite gender, obviously, right? So now this comes in different forms, because at the end of the day, we're talking about abuse. That's the baseline that we're talking about. So it can be emotional, sexual, physical, or in any other form, right? So what I'm hearing here as well is that, in as much as, yes, the man might get so mad to put their hands on you and get mad at you as well, maybe there's also something that might have been pushing him more and more to get to that point.
There's
that is
always
also
something.
not being put a light on, right? Not that I'm shifting blame or victim blaming or anything, but all I'm saying is, basically what we're saying here is there's usually a source for something. Right? That source may be, okay, that gentleman was probably conditioned that way, or the source might also be the gentleman might have been instigated into that way. So let's also look at this with both ends. Let's not be biased about this, right? But yeah, thank you very much, gentlemen, as well. This has been an awesome discussion. We shall continue to have all the more discussions like that. Please keep it tuned, keep it locked. This is us, we're here, still talking about GBV, man.
Sure.
Cheers.
Cheers.